I'm here with Jim Khalife, the son of Jean Khalife. He's an amazing artist, deceased artist. He is traveling, coming to Dubai to promote and show his father's work. John was one of the very active artists in Lebanon. He has an amazing work, and I'm very proud and happy to have his son talking about his art. Don't miss the interview. You will enjoy it immensely. Jim, hi, how are you?
Hi, Elio.
How's it going?
Fine, and you? Nice to see you in Dubai.
Nice to see you, and nice to see you here after a long trip that you had. You had more time in the airport than
unfortunately.
flying.
It's okay. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us why you are here.
Well, I'm here just because I'm happy to represent my late dad, the painter, the great artist Jean Khalife.
Okay.
Who died in 1978.
Wow, it's quite a while.
It's been a while. And he died very young. He was like 55 years old.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad for me and for him. He could give more of his art. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he was like gifted, you know. If I want to say something about his career, he learned, before he went even to the school, he was young. He was living in a humble village, you know, in North Lebanon. Mm-hmm. But at that time, he used to draw with charcoal on the rocks.
Okay.
On the walls, on the rocks. So he was already gifted. And, you know, in a village, in the 30s, he told his parents, I want to be an artist. It was like, oof, no.
It's not, no way. They wouldn't accept it,
Yes. But he was sure of this, he was sure of himself. And he went to Beirut, to the Alba, Académie Libanaise des Beaux-Arts. And he was, you know, because he was gifted, he mastered the techniques very young, at a very young age, and very fast. And he was able to draw, you know, the shape of the body, the human body, the shape of the woman very easily. Mm-hmm. So it gives him like self-confidence. And, you know, like any job, when you have self-confidence, you can jump, you can go beyond.
Excelled. Yeah.
Yes, and you can try. You try new things. You are not afraid to do that. So that's why Jean started to touch at the abstract, which was another daring thing to do at that time. And after, while he was in Alba, he received like one scholarship in France. He went there, he mastered the classical more and more, but of course he saw the abstract. And when he came back, he was already painting abstract in France. And he started here his first solo exhibition with an abstract exhibition, and it made like a revolution. And the public was divided into two, with and against. The critics, you know, and the public. So, they told him like, what are you doing? Where is the tradition of Lebanon, of the Orient? Well, he said, it's in me, it's within me. So what I do, even if it's abstract, it's within me. So I have my feet well on the ground, so I can do whatever I want. And even so, you know, the Arabic letters are abstract. Not everybody knows that. So that's why he was one of the pioneers of the abstract in Lebanon and in the Middle East. After that, he made several researches, and he received a second bourse to Italy, while he was very touched by the grandiose, by the Italian painters. And there he saw you can see at each corner, each street, the statues and the nudes. So
a lot of influence.
Yeah, he was influenced by the Italian art, and then he started to paint nudes. And he declared, after the first time he declared, I'm into the abstract from now on. Then he changed. So he is a researcher artist, and he does not paint for just to please the public. He do whatever he feels. So sometimes you have a painting, you are scared when you watch it because it's his emotion. He was scared when he painted it because, Lebanon passed through many years of war, etc. And sometimes he was scared. And you can see that through his paintings. And even so, he painted the nude. His nude was done like with his abstract style. He does not have the complex of details anymore. It does not
mean it's the idea of a nude.
Yeah, the eyes are dark. You see the expression without seeing the detail, because he's beyond this. He started doing this when he was young, but not anymore. He is liberated.
He developed his technique and his intimacy with the canvas, right?
Right, exactly. And
he started to get known for this style.
Yes, of course. His brush strike,
his brush stroke is more recognized.
Yes,
as his own style.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what's in the painting. It's about how he paints. People recognize it.
The expression in his brush stroke, and he was daring with the colors at that time. Nobody dares to put like a green with maroon or a red with maroon with blue. And
rupturing the norm.
Yes. So he was mastering the technique of the composition, the equilibrium of the painting, and the colors, the shapes, and even with the oil paint. At that time, there was no acrylic to do the transparency, the layers, but he was able to do that even with the oil paint. And also he painted a lot of paintings with the technique we call the egg tempera. It's like
the traditional Renaissance way.
Exactly, the traditional, the
iconography,
a way to do it, and the colors last many years, 100, 200 years, and still we can see his tempera painting like they are just freshly
made. Yes,
freshly made.
They maintain their color, right?
Exactly.
And it's not easy and not cheap to do that.
No,
you need to master that technique.
Yes, he did his own mixing. You have the pigment and the egg and
the powder, and you mix with the yolk, the yellow part.
Exactly, the yellow part, and sometimes with wax if you want, like the glossy thing, and you can mix it like with many concentration, and you have many tones, and you have the transparency. So he was a research painter.
Researcher, yes.
Yeah, and what I want to say that he was a true artist, meaning that he put his emotion as in art.
You feel the connection with him while you're watching his work. Exactly. What is your relationship to all that history, to all that achievement
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you're still, you have all this effort of promoting, of showing, and keeping his art alive? This doesn't need, but you're just doing all this effort. What is your connection, and how do you feel with this?
Well, I have a strong connection because I grew up in a house where his paintings were on every wall, and I was spying on him when he was in his workshop. And,
Working.
But I remember he was disconnected from the real world.
He would go.
He worked hours and hours, and we cannot see him, we cannot talk to him. So he was disconnected. You have his inspiration coming, and he cannot stop it. And by the way, if he has to stop a painting, he will not resume it again.
He doesn't go back to it.
No.
So he used to complete in one sitting?
In one sitting, hours and hours.
Oh, he wouldn't get back to the painting.
No, if he had to
he starts from zero on the white.
Yes, of course.
Until it's finished in one sitting.
It's finished, like 2-3 paintings on a row.
That's amazing.
And if he has to stop, he will do another one over it. He will not continue because it's another inspiration, another day, another feelings.
I understand. It's all about the moment and his emotional, his emotional connection and the flow.
Exactly.
Of doing that. It's very interesting because it's kind of it's like a theater or a music. He had to live it in one moment.
Exactly, and that's why marked me, and that's how I remember him. And whatever I do now, it's not enough. I feel I'm not doing enough.
You mean promoting or working on his work?
Exactly. I need to do more and more because he deserves more, and on a personal level, and also on a national level, and on an international artistic level, he has to be known more and more everywhere.
Yes.
So we are trying to do that, and we are here in Dubai with the hope to meet interesting people who they are art lovers, and to explain who is Jean Khalife.
That's very nice. Yes. I really congratulate you on that. I'm sorry, too bad that he passed away for so long, long ago. And we need that because what builds Lebanon, the culture, are people like your father. Is actually what give it this spice of being Lebanese and Lebanon.
It was the golden days, and he was in a relation with not only the artist, the painter, or the sculptor. He was also in contact with the theater people, the very well-known theater. They meet in a well-known cafe in Hamra Street, it's the Horseshoe. And my dad was involved in creating the Horseshoe as a cafe for the artist, because before it was not for the artist. So he gave recommendation for the owner to do this and this, and it started to be the artist gathering point. After each exhibition in Beirut.
They would go
automatically at the end of the exhibition, they go there and they argue, or they discuss things, and you can see there the people who love arts, all the people, even the critics.
Is it still there, Horseshoe? It's not.
I don't think so. No, it changed.
It's not there anymore.
Unfortunately.
That's too bad. Yeah. We had the golden age, the golden era of Lebanon, of so much prosperity and so much, all these activities of cultural activities in general, in music, art,
and Jean was, for many years, he was the chief of the association of the artists, the Lebanese artists, and he was involved in, I don't know how to say it, to register the Ministry of Culture within the UNESCO.
Okay.
No, he played a big role in that.
So he's very active as active in the community,
Yes,
the artist community.
And he was a teacher, a professor in many universities.
In art.
In art, yes, of course.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and he marked the generations. Unfortunately, there was when he died in the 78, the war came. And I was a very young age, and there was a gap. So there is a generation, I feel, I meet with people who does not know, they are painters, they are curators, even young curators, but they don't know Jean. When I tell them about him, and I show them the website, the Insta page, they are amazed. And they fell in love with his art. And I'm asked many questions, and and I'm happy for that, because this continuity is very important for this artistic heritage on a personal level, and also on a national and international, as I said before.
Yes, that's really nice. And it's very nice to have him here in the collective.
Yes.
And with the effort of Dr. Tony Karam. I want to thank you very much for your presence, and for coming here.
I want to catch the occasion to thank Dr. Karam, the curator, for his efforts and his dynamic actions. Is amazing.
Yeah.
And we put, when he wants to do a project, we give him a green light, because we know the result is going to be superb.
Nice. Okay. That's nice. Yeah, and it's being amazing outside.
Yes. And I thank you, Elio, for this occasion, or to express, to be able to talk about Jean.
That's my honor to have you here and to talk about your father, such an amazing artist. He's part of our culture in Lebanon. Thanks a lot, and hope to see you more and more times.
Yes,
promoting and talking about Jean Khalife.
Yes. Now we'll have to receive our guests and try to show at Jean Khalife at his optimal level of art.